Google Maps has captured the image of a strange Dogman creature, showed the live investigation of the murder of a boy, and helped solve the case of a man who had been missing for 22 years. How? Let's go down the suspicious Google Maps Anomaly Iceberg. You will never see Google Maps in the same way after watching this video. On the surface level, we have UFOs. A recent hubbub on the internet involves a circular shape spotted on the ocean floor via Google Earth, sparking talks about this being a UFO. Some popular UFO watchers say this is 100% proof of ancient aliens. This mysterious shape is a whopping 4.2 miles in diameter and surfaced about 352 miles off Lima's coast, not far from Peru's Nazca Lines, which are linked to conspiracy theories of extraterrestrial involvement. However, the odds are high that this underwater oddity is nothing more than a data glitch. Unusual shapes often emerge on Google Earth's ocean floor due to various reasons. The developers at Google have reacted to this UFO claim and say this is probably something we can forget about. Well, it won't be easy to deny that the shape does look too perfect to be natural. UFO or data anomalies, none of these options is easy to overlook. I doubt it's a UFO anyway. If it were, it would be stored in a military facility, and this leads us to our next entry: military bases. The most top-secret military bases appear in unusual ways on Google Maps. One notable case involves the Tonopah Test Range in Nevada, a site shrouded in secrecy due to its association with classified military aircraft testing. Despite efforts to maintain a low profile, eagle-eyed users spotted intriguing shapes resembling large aircraft and runways, sparking widespread speculation about advanced aerial projects. Usually, Google Maps updates the images of every location within 60 days. But can you guess how long Tonopah was not updated? It was not updated for an astonishing 8 years. This is the longest period any location has stayed unupdated in the United States. Could this be the site of the most top-secret experiments the US military is carrying out? Probably, especially when you realize that Tonopah is extremely close to Area 51. Google has refused to explain why this site is not regularly updated. There's no point in them explaining because most of us can guess with some accuracy that some top-secret military stuff is going on here. Some people say aliens may even be involved. If you think Tonopah is sketchy, wait till you learn about the black spots on Google Maps. Black spots are so common that there's even an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to this topic. But here is the oddest one I've ever seen. This is an island in the South China Sea. You can see that 2 spots are blacked out on this island. Why? This is where it gets interesting. According to the Chinese government, all that is going on here is just some marine research into aquaculture. But why should Google be hiding parts of an aquaculture research facility? One good theory is that the Chinese government is using the aquaculture research facilities as a cover, and more sinister activities are happening here. For this one, it's safe to say something fishy is going on here besides fish farming. Unsurprisingly, if you try to view North Korea on Google Maps, the country is largely empty. Google provides almost no information on a lot of sites here, and a few of the sites you can view provide us with some weird images. This is a Google photosphere view from North Korea. Weird, right? Images like this from North Korea make one wonder if the DPK is lost in the Matrix. Besides glitched images like this from the Republic, there's very little you can view on Google Street Views. It seems Google is struggling to map out North Korea, which should be no surprise as this is the most secretive nation on Earth. Hopefully we get better images from this region in the future, and not images that look like stuff from the Shadow Realm. Something weird is also going on in this place in Russia called Butyn, located in the Moscow Oblast. Several buildings are scribbled out in white as if they are being kept off the record. The black spots in this image are buffaloes. Nothing secretive about them besides the fact that they live far away from most of us, and I think it's best we leave our relationship with these animals on the long-distance one. The next entry is Rome's cat. This feline seems to be investigating the Google Street View camera or just trying to take a selfie. This image, shared by a Reddit user, is actually from a cat sanctuary located near the Roman Forum ruins. Fortunately, we have updates on the cat and his friends at the sanctuary. The reports we are getting is that they're doing fine. Our next entry is not doing so great. This cat is known as the two-legged cat for obvious reasons, that it only has 2 legs instead of 4. This alien cat would have been a true sensation if it was only genuine. The two-legged cat has been debunked as a hoax. It is probably photoshopped and not a genuine Google Street View image. I guess we should be relieved that a two-legged cat is not prowling the streets. And this is just the beginning of our iceberg. It gets more suspicious as we dive deeper. So take a deep breath for the next tier. The second tier is pigeon people. When this entry was first reported on Reddit, there was a lot of confusion about what was going on. It seemed we had discovered a community of pigeon head people, Mitaka, Tokyo, Japan, in 2012. But that excitement was soon suspended when the daily portal Zed, a Japanese comedy website, claimed responsibility for the prank. They said that they'd been using the pigeon masks to stage absurd videos throughout the city, and that they decided to lay in wait for the Street View camera when they heard that it was coming through the area. The image is still available on Google Maps, and it has become a popular tourist destination. People from all over the world have come to see the pigeon people for themselves, and they often take photos and videos of the scene. Flying rabbit. In April of 2021, a TikTok user uploaded a video of a purported super rabbit on Google Maps Street View. The little creature was at least 10 feet up in the air and seemed to be jumping over the road. The scene has even been named the flying rabbit. The animal involved was actually a hare. It probably launched into the air while trying to avoid being hit by the Google Street View car. The video went viral and was viewed over 43 million times. Some people believe that the hare was actually flying, while others believe that it had been hit by the car and was simply flailing in the air. Google has not commented on the video. However, careful analysis of the video suggests the hare is perfectly fine, as they are gifted high jumpers capable of incredible leaps such as this. While that bunny is flying, this man is falling. This entry, known as the man falling down the stairs, shows exactly that. Just a man falling down the stairs. There's no story to it and no explanation. That looked like it hurt. The next entry is "Fuck you roof." Someone probably thought it would be funny to write the words "F you" on his roof for whatever reason. It seemed he achieved his aim of gaining attention because this Google image has become an internet sensation. Not so pleasant, but interesting anyway. Another entry you can see from up above is the giant rabbit. This is a massive pink stuffed rabbit that is an astonishing 200 feet long and 20 feet thick. The creators added a dark twist to the tail by making its entails pour out on its side. Despite this horrific detail, the pink bunny still manages to look cute and cuddly. It was originally a mystery when this giant rabbit appeared on the hillside of Collecto Fava in Italy in 2005. We later find out that it was actually the work of a Viennese art group, Gelatin, as an outdoor sculpture. Thanks to the giant rabbit, Collecto Fava has become a popular tourist destination and has been featured in many travel magazines and websites. It is a unique and interesting piece of art that is sure to leave a lasting impression on visitors. In 2016, the natural order of nature took its course and the rabbit decomposed. You can still see the giant outline it left on the ground, though. Across the pond in Illinois, USA, is a church named Dick Church. This odd name is probably because the church is located in a town named Dixon. But that doesn't sound right. A closer look at the roof of this church makes it all make sense. It does look like it, or a doodle. Further research reveals that the church's slogan is "Rising Up." That is one interesting slogan for a church with an interesting roof shape. Whales are a common feature on Google Maps because of their size. It's more likely you find these gentle giants on the map than any other sea creature. But none has sparked the debate this particular whale has. From the Google Maps image, you can clearly see the whale. The question everyone is asking is if this is a blue whale or a gray whale. But you would not be seeing any whales on Google Mars and Google Moon. Just like Google Earth, these extraterrestrial maps give you full access to explore the surface of both Mars and the Moon. Trust me, this iceberg is just getting started. We're now about to get into some serious, suspicious stuff. Masked people. Whatever is going on here, we hope it's Halloween. This image of masked people in a street in Mexico has sparked a debate on what intentions these people have. We don't have many details about this street view, so we leave you to guess what's going on. Murder Dock is an entry showing a dock with what appears to be a streak of blood, as if a body was dragged to the dock and left out there. Again, details of what happened here is not available. Some people say it's just water in the dock looking like blood. Maybe it's nothing to worry about, so let's move to something more pleasant. Rainbow plane. Was this plane painted rainbow? It is, most likely. A Reddit user was trying to get directions and found this rainbow airplane instead. The rainbow color doesn't look painted on. It is more like a hue on the plane. I did a little digging and discovered that there are lots of rainbow plane sightings. The cause of this colorful hue is most likely a light separation into the colors of the rainbow. This effect happens because of how light moves through the lens of the Google satellite cameras. Google's car pulled over. In this particular street view, a snapshot captured in Golly Bridge, West Virginia, a peculiar scene unfolds. It appears that a Google car finds itself entangled with law enforcement. As you observe the image, a police car emerges, initiating pursuit of the Google vehicle. Notably, the telltale signs of law enforcement engagement become evident, with sirens blaring and lights flashing. As the Google car duly complies, pulling over to the side of the road. The question arises, what prompted this interaction? Perhaps the law enforcement officers found the array of cameras and equipment on the Google car to be unconventional, prompting a necessary investigation. Alternatively, one might speculate that the Google car had exceeded speed limits, a common trigger for such encounters. The mystery deepens, leaving room for curiosity to take root. Interestingly, this scenario isn't entirely unprecedented. Cast your gaze into a different locale, Indiana, where another Google car found itself in a precarious situation. A high-speed chase unfolded, leading to the Google car attempting to evade the pursuing officers. Unfortunately, the driver lost control, culminating in the Google car's undignified placement in a ditch. The pursuit, however, raises questions about the circumstances that led to such a dramatic event. Kidnapper House. The residents where Ariel Castro held 3 women captive for an extended period can be located on Google Maps Street View. Situated at 2207 Seymour Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio, this house became infamous due to the disturbing events that unfolded within its walls. In a pivotal moment on May 6, 2013, Amanda Berry, one of the captives, successfully escaped the confines of the house, accompanied by her 6-year-old daughter. Berry promptly contacted the police, leading to the rescue of the other 2 women, Michelle Knight and Gina de Jesus. These women had been held captive in this house since 2002. Subsequently, Castro was apprehended and later received a sentence of life in prison, plus 1,000 years. Despite the demolition of the house in 2013, a virtual glimpse of its past remains accessible on Google Maps Street View. To embark on this digital journey, open Google Maps and search for 2207 Seymour Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. Click on the Street View tab and drag the small yellow icon to the house, revealing its appearance in 2013. But the current view of the house remains blurred on Google Street View. Creature on balcony. This is also known as a ghost on a balcony. This particular incident might give you the impression that Google is engaged in an effort to conceal something mysterious. It's evident that Google is not particularly keen on us delving into the details of a peculiar sighting on the balcony of a residence in Nancy, France. The being in question bears a striking resemblance to an extraterrestrial. It has an oversized head and equally prominent penetrating eyes. Its attire hints at a hipster vibe, complete with long, almost blonde hair. It looked like it was caught off guard, gazing directly into the camera. Now here's where things get even more creepy. Google initially opted to blur out the creature while leaving the house in clear view. After some time, however, Google took a more drastic step by obscuring the entire house from view. This development has raised eyebrows, prompting Redditors to question the rationale behind such actions. If privacy was the primary concern, merely blurring the creature's face should have been enough. Speculations abound, with some suggesting that the mysterious entity could be nothing more than a mannequin. But then, why would Google be so vigilant about safeguarding the privacy of a mannequin? Underwater ship. There are lots of underwater ships that can be viewed from Google Maps. One you'll find interesting is the underwater ship on Google Earth in the Japanese harbor of Oshima Island. What makes it so sensational is that it's not a real shipwreck. Despite it not being real, it can be found on Google Maps. This is actually an image error caused by Google's 3D mapping software. According to web search results, the image shows a boat that was leaving the harbor when the satellite took the picture, but it was blended with another image of the same area, creating the illusion of a sunken ship. The boat is actually a training ship called Oshima Maru, which belongs to the Oshima Maritime International High School. Some people have mistaken the image for the Ertugrul, a historical Turkish frigate. However, this has been debunked on Snopes. Ertugrul was a sailing ship, not a modern ship like the one in this image. Lady of the North. Some artwork is designed to be viewed from above, and that's just what the Lady of the North is. This is a land art sculpture located in Northumberland, Northern England. It's a huge sculpture in the shape of a reclining female figure, made of 1.5 million tons of earth from neighboring Shotton surface mine. The sculpture is 112 feet high and 1,300 feet long, set in a 47-acre public park. It was completed in 2012 and is in the care of Northumberland Wildlife Trust. It's an interesting find looking around Google Maps and seeing this lady staring back at you. Giant crab. Monster-sized crabs do exist, but this giant crab size is massive. The image was first posted on a website called Weird Whitstable, which features strange sightings in the Kent area of England. The website claimed that the crab was 50 feet wide and was spotted near Whitstable Harbor. But what made it go viral was its publication in a local newspaper, the Sunday Express, in 2014. It's been discovered that this is most likely a hoax created by a graphic artist using Photoshop. However, there's no scientific evidence that such a huge crab exists. The largest crab species in the world is the Japanese spider crab, which grows up to 12 feet across. The crab in the image appears to be brown or edible crab, which is most common in the Whitstable area, but they only grow to about 10 inches wide. A graphic artist named Ashley Austin told Kent Online that the image was probably made by overlaying a picture of a crab onto a satellite photo of the harbor and applying some filters to make it look realistic. The next entry? Something more disturbing and puzzling. Swastika building. Can you ever imagine a building in the United States shaped like the Nazi swastika? Unbelievable, but this Google Map image of the swastika building is real. What makes it more astonishing is the fact that it's a naval base. Looking at it from above, it looks like a swastika. It is part of the Naval Amphibious Base, where Navy SEALs and other special forces train. The building was designed in 1967 by architect John Mock, who claimed he did not intend to create a swastika shape. However, some evidence suggests that the Navy knew about the design and improved it before construction. The building has caused controversy and criticism from Jewish groups and others who find the symbol offensive and insensitive. The Navy has apologized and said they did not notice the obvious shape for decades. Not a convincing excuse, especially as this would have shown in the building plan. In 2007, the Navy announced that it would spend $600,000 to alter the appearance of the building by adding new structures and landscaping. However, the building still looks like a swastika from the air, and the Navy said the money was used for other improvements and repairs. Angel. The Google Maps street view of a place in Switzerland that shows what some people say looks like a devil and an angel is most likely a hoax or a glitch. The image was first posted on a website called Weird Whitstable, which features strange sightings. The website claimed that the image was captured by a Google satellite near the town of Quarton. However, there is no evidence that Google ever took such a photo, and the image does not appear on Google Maps anymore. The image could have been created by a graphic artist, or it could have been the result of a technical error in the satellite imagery processing. Another theory for this is that it could be an unusual cloud formation. Talking about natural occurrences, check this out. Red Sea. Or should we call it a red pool? This has become known as tides or blooms in water bodies. especially in warm and nutrient-rich conditions. The pool could have been invaded by these organisms, which could also pose a health risk to humans and animals. We now move to the next tier, where things get even more bizarre. You'll want to check this out. Ghost Girl. In a 360-degree Google view of a cemetery in Texas, a figure was discovered. This scary image shows what is believed to be a ghost girl. This was a viral phenomenon that occurred in 2018 that showed what appeared to be the ghost of a girl hiding behind a tree. The video has collected hundreds of thousands of views and has people wondering whether the cemetery may be haunted. However, some skeptics have suggested that the figure was not a ghost, but a prankster or a mannequin. The 360-degree image that captured the ghost girl was not a regular Google Street View image, but a user-generated photo that was submitted to Google Maps by a user named Cromarty. The photosphere has since been removed from Google Maps, but you can still watch the video on YouTube. Man pointing a gun to the camera. This was a shocking incident that happened in 2012 when a Google Street View car was driving past a house on the 18,800 block of Brinker Street in Detroit, Michigan. The house was the same one where Zaya Turner, a 17-month-old girl, was found dead under a pile of clothes in June 2012. As the car approached the house, a young shirtless man came out of the porch and aimed a shotgun at the camera. He was accompanied by 4 other people who also noticed the car. The image of the man pointing the gun went viral after being posted on Reddit in September 2012. Google later blurred out the image, but it can still be seen on some websites. It's not known if the gun was loaded or if the man was arrested for his action. Some people speculated that he was trying to scare off the Google car or that he was involved in some illegal activity. The Detroit Police Department said that they were not investigating the case as they did not have a complaint or clear evidence of a crime. Dog chasing Google's car. This was a funny and adorable incident that happened in 2018 when a Google Street View car was driving along a road in Kumaji, in Japan's Kagoshima area. The car caught the attention of a small dog who was guarding a boat near the harbor. The dog decided to follow the car and run after it, pulling various facial expressions along the way. The car eventually reached a dead end where the dog caught up with it. The whole chase was captured by the 360-degree camera on the car's roof, and the images were uploaded to Google Maps. The dog became a viral sensation after the images were discovered by internet users who found the dog's antics hilarious and cute. The dog's breed is probably Shiba Inu, a native Japanese dog that is known for being loyal, independent, and spirited. The dog's motive for chasing the car is unknown, but some people speculated that it was either trying to protect its territory or just having fun. You can see the dog's journey for yourself by using Google Street View. Donkey killed by Google's car. This was a controversial incident that happened in 2012 when a Google Street View car was driving along a road in the Kweneng region of Botswana. The car captured a series of images that showed a donkey lying on its side in the wake of the car's tracks. The image went viral after being posted on social media by various users, who accused Google of running the donkey over. However, Google denied any animal abuse and explained that the donkey was not harmed by the car. Google said that the donkey was lying in the path, perhaps enjoying a dust bath, before moving safely aside as the car drove past. Google also provided a reverse sequence of images that showed the donkey standing up and walking away. You can see the original image and the reverse sequence on Google Maps. Kazakhstan Pentagram. The Kazakhstan pentagram is a large, star-shaped figure that can be seen on Google Maps in a remote area of the country. It has attracted a lot of attention and speculation from people who wonder if it has any occult or sinister meaning. However, according to an archaeologist who has worked in the region, the pentagram is an outline of a park that was built during the Soviet era, when the star was a popular symbol. The park was never completed and the roads that form the star shape are now lined with trees. There's no evidence that the pentagram has anything to do with satanic rituals, military use, or a cover-up story. It's simply a remnant of a historical period that used the star as a decorative motif. Sudan lips. The Sudan lips are a curious natural phenomenon that can be seen on Google Maps in a remote area of the country. They're a large, star-shaped figure that resembles a pair of human lips. measuring about 1 kilometer long. They are located near Arawala, a village in West Darfur, and are surrounded by black dots that look like trees. The trees form the Cupid's bow in the middle part of the lip, giving the impression of a mouth that is slightly open. The lips are not real but are formed by the contrast of different colors of sand and vegetation. They have no known meaning or purpose and are simply a result of geological and ecological processes. They're not related to any cultural or historic practices of the Sudanese people, who have their traditions of decorating their lips with coal, an eyeliner made of natural minerals. The Sudan lips are an example of pareidolia, the tendency of the human brain to perceive patterns or shapes in random stimuli. They're not unique, as there are other examples of natural formations that look like human faces or body parts, such as the Badlands Guardian in Canada, the Sleeping Giant in Hawaii, or the Old Man of the Mountain in New Hampshire. The Sudan lips are a fascinating sight, but they're not a mystery or a conspiracy. They're just a coincidence of nature that can be appreciated for their beauty and strangeness. From lips, let's talk about an entire face. The face in the clay. One day, some people were looking at a place called the Badlands Guardian in Canada. This is a place where the land is made of clay, which is kind of soft and sticky dirt. The clay can change its shape when it rains or when the wind blows. Sometimes the clay can make different patterns or forms that look like something else. The people who were looking at the Badlands Guardian saw something very surprising. They saw a huge face in the clay. The face looked like a person's head from the side with a big nose, mouth, and an ear. Some people thought it looked like an Indian head because it had a feather on the top. Some people thought it looked like a face wearing headphones because it had a round thing on the ear. The face was very big, much bigger than a real person's head. It was also very clear that someone had carved it on purpose. But no one had carved it. It was just a natural shape made by the clay and the erosion. When you look at it from above, it looks like a face. But when you look at it from the ground, it looks like a normal valley. This is called the hollow face illusion, which means something that looks like a face when it is actually a hole. The next entry will send shivers down your spine, so brace yourself for it. Lost baby. This image seems to show a baby crawling alone outside of a Gucci store, with no sign of any adult nearby. The image was captured by Google Street View. The image has gone viral on the internet, and many people are wondering what happened to the baby and where the parents are. Some people have joked that the baby was trying to buy some designer clothes, while others have expressed concern for the baby's safety. No one knows for sure which Gucci store this is or when the image was taken. Some people have tried to find clues from the surroundings, such as the cars, the signs, and the buildings. Unfortunately, they have not been able to identify the exact location. There are some possible explanations for this image, though, but none of them are very satisfying. One possibility is that the baby was left alone by accident and the parents were nearby but out of the camera's view. Maybe they were distracted by something. Another possibility is that the baby was abandoned by the parents and they left the baby outside the Gucci store on purpose. A third possibility is that the image is fake and someone edited the baby into the picture. Maybe they wanted to create a hoax or they wanted to make a statement about consumerism. We can only hope that the baby is safe and happy now if the image is real. Now let's turn up the heat as we move on to the next level of this iceberg. Starting off with blonde tourist legs. This entry is about a blonde tourist in front of a pyramid whose legs appear to be distorted in a Google Maps Street View image. I will explain the possible reasons for this phenomenon and provide some background information about the location and the tourist attraction. The image is from the Chichen Itza ancient Mayan ruins in Mexico. Chichen Itza was a large pre-Columbian city built by the Mayan people in the Yucatan Peninsula. It is one of the most visited archaeological sites in Mexico and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The pyramid that the blonde tourist is standing in front of is called El Castillo, or the Temple of Kukulkan, which is a 30-meter-high step pyramid with 4 sides and a staircase on each side. However, there is something very disturbing indeed about the young lady. Her head appears far too big for her slender body and seems all out of proportion. Her legs are particularly concerning though. They appear to be at such a strange angle she doesn't even look human. The most likely explanation for this bizarre appearance is that it is the result of a technological glitch. Google Maps Street View uses 360-degree cameras that shoot multiple pictures to create a seamless image. However, moving objects often ruin the scene as they shift when the photos are taken. Oki Bay Snake. Could this be the image that confirms that creatures like the Loch Ness Monster exist? This Google Maps image shows a long, swirling wake in the water of Oki Bay in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand. The image was taken by a satellite at about 11:30 a.m. on January 30th, 2014. The image was spotted by Peter Whitehira, an engineer from Hamilton who was researching a holiday home location in the area. The image has sparked many speculations about the possible cause of the wake. Some people have estimated it to be about 12 meters long, and some suggest that the wake was left by a mythical or prehistoric creature, such as a sea serpent or a giant eel. The locals from Oki Bay have claimed that there is a huge sea serpent in the area. However, archaeologists and natural historians say that such reptiles existed millions of years ago in the time of the dinosaurs. Is it possible this creature is back from extinction? The true nature of the wake remains a mystery, as Google has not commented on the image or provided any clarification. A van on fire. This iceberg entry is about a van on fire that was captured by Google Street View in Toronto, Canada. It shows a white van parked in the driveway of a house with flames and smoke coming out of the front door. The back door of the van is also open with some boxes visible inside. A man is kneeling on the grass outside of his house holding something round in his hands. It's unclear if he's trying to put out the fire or if he's unaware of the situation. The image has also generated interest in the Robbing Glade Drive area, which is a residential street in the Etobicoke district of Toronto. It is interesting that the Google car passed at this moment. Do you think the Google car stopped to help? From fire, we move to ice, because next is the ice ship. This image appears to show a large ship frozen in the Antarctica. The image has sparked many speculations and conspiracy theories about the possible origin and nature of the ship, which some people have estimated to be about 400 feet long. There's no descriptions of any lost ship that fits this one, and even if we are to identify it, the ice covering the entire hull makes it impossible to read any markings on the ship. Another possible explanation is that it's a natural ice formation that coincidentally resembles the ship. Antarctica is known for its diverse and spectacular ice formations. Some of these formations can have complex and irregular shapes that can look like different objects or animals. It is possible that the shape looks like a ship was formed by the wind, the water, or the temperature changes that affect the ice in Antarctica. There are theories that the shape is related to the Nazis, aliens, or underground bunkers. These theories are baseless and unconfirmed. But the intrigue continues with the next entry: Broken Face. This image was posted by a Reddit user who claimed to have found it on Google Maps Street View. The user said that the location was in the Netherlands but didn't provide any coordinates or details. Finding this image or confirming its authenticity is hard. This means there is no conclusive evidence that the image is real or that it was captured by Google Maps Street View. Some people have suggested that the image is fake or edited and that the sculpture does not exist. Others have speculated that the image is a prank or a hoax and that the sculpture was placed there by someone as a joke or a publicity stunt. There's also no information about the artist or the meaning of the sculpture, if it is indeed a genuine piece of art. The image of the broken face is one of the many examples of strange and mysterious things that have been found on Google Maps Street View. Plane in the forest. This iceberg entry is a bit confusing, as there are several planes in the forests, especially from crashes. But there is a plane that crashed into the side of a mountain in the Cambodian jungle in the 1980s. The plane was spotted by a Google Maps user who noticed a long and narrow shape in the forest near the peak of Phnom Aural, the highest mountain in Cambodia. This discovery would be linked to conspiracy theory, which will be revealed later in this video, so stay tuned. Ghost Man. The image shows a busy street in Canberra, the capital city of Australia. There are several cars, pedestrians, and cyclists on the road and the sidewalk. However, there is one person who stands out from the rest. He's a man wearing a black jacket, blue jeans, and white shoes. He's walking on the sidewalk, but he looks very faded and transparent, as if he's a ghost or an apparition. His face and body are barely visible. and he seems to be out of place and out of time. The most likely explanation for this eerie appearance is that it's the result of a technological glitch or an error in the Google Street View system, which uses 360-degree cameras that take multiple pictures to create a seamless image. However, moving objects can ruin the scene as they shift when the photos are taken, resulting in distorted or incomplete images. It's possible that the man was moving when the images were taken, and that his image was not properly aligned or blended with the rest of the scene. This could create the illusion that he is fading or disappearing. Another possible explanation is that the man is wearing a reflective or shiny material that makes him look faded or transparent in the sunlight. Some Reddit users have suggested that he's wearing a leather jacket or a raincoat that reflects the light and makes it hard to see. However, this theory does not explain why his face and shoes are also faded, and why he looks different from the other people on the street. The next entry is 100% going to send shivers down your spine, but ends with a surprising twist. Axe murder. The incident in this entry was captured on Google Street View, where it looked like a man was killing another man with an axe on a street in Edinburgh, Scotland. However, this was not a real murder, but a prank by two mechanics who saw the Google car coming and decided to have some fun. According to the web search results, the pranksters were Dan Thompson and Gary Kerr, who worked at a car repair shop on Guile Street in Leith, Edinburgh. They noticed the Google car with its camera tower on the top and quickly came up with a plan to stage a murder scene. Thompson lay on the ground and Kerr stood over him with a pickaxe handle, pretending to hit him. They only had about 20 seconds to pull off the stunt before the Google car passed by. It's impressive that they were able to pull it off so quickly. The images were uploaded by Google a few months later and soon went viral on the internet. Many people were shocked and curious about the apparent murder, and some even reported it to the police. The police traced the location to the car shop and visited Thompson and Kerr to investigate. They were relieved to find out that it was a hoax and that no one was harmed. They also found the prank amusing and left after 5 minutes. What about capturing an actual criminal on Google Maps? Well, the next entry seems to have done just that. Prisoner escaping. This is an image that appears to show a man in an orange jumpsuit running along a road in South Africa. The image was taken in August of 2010 on a road in Carletonville, a mining town in Gauteng province, South Africa. The image shows an empty field with houses in the distance. A single-track road cuts through the field, and this is where the Google camera caught the shot. A person in an orange jumpsuit can be seen running along the road. The orange jumpsuit he wears looks like a prison outfit, so many are wondering if he's an escaped convict making a run for it. However, there is no conclusive evidence that the man is a prisoner or that he escaped from a nearby prison. There is no sign of any police or security around the man or any report of a prison break in that area. The man could be wearing a prison jumpsuit for other reasons, such as a prank, a costume, or a disguise. Another possible explanation is the man is a worker or contractor who works in the mining industry or the engineering sector. There is an engineering firm nearby called CWF Engineering. The true identity and motive of the man remain a mystery. Gas mask guy. This image has been widely shared and discussed online as it looks very creepy and mysterious. Let's see what we know about it so far. The gas mask guy is a mysterious figure who's been spotted on Google Street View in various locations around the world. He's usually seen hiding in the woods, wearing a sinister-looking gas mask that covers his entire face. No one knows his identity or his motives, but some people have speculated that he's either a prankster or a fan of the video game series Fallout. He's also been featured in several articles and videos online where people have tried to track him down and find out more about him. However, he remains a mystery to this day. Some people find him creepy, while others find him amusing or intriguing. What do you think of him? This takes us to the next level of the bizarre world of Google anomalies, so get ready for some more weird stuff. New Baltimore Ghost Town. The Google Street View of New Baltimore shows a desolate and eerie landscape with overgrown fields, empty roads, and scattered trees. The only sign of human activity is a car parked on the side of the road, which belongs to a Google employee who was taking the pictures. The Google Street View car was the first vehicle to visit the town in decades, and it captured the ghostly atmosphere of the place. Some people have speculated that the town is haunted by the spirits of its former inhabitants, who still linger in the area. It almost feels like this street view takes us back in time or into another dimension. 41 Mormal. Most information you will find out about 41 Mormal is in Spanish, as this incident happened in Mexico. One local newspaper reported as a disturbing photograph shakes Google Maps. This is about a mysterious image that was captured by Google Maps on a street in Mexico City. The image shows a house with someone hanging from the roof. It was very disturbing, and people believed this was either a suicide or murder. It later was discovered that the hanging person was just a puppet. It's still disturbing, as we don't know the true meaning of this. Injury cow. This image shows a cow dragging its broken legs across a deserted highway, with bloodstains on the road. The image was taken in Botswana, Africa, an area with lots of wildlife. Perhaps the cow was hit by a car or attacked by a big cat. Either way, things don't look too good for the poor cow. Teen murdered. A boy named Kevin Barrera was killed by a gunshot in 2009 in Richmond, California. He was 14 years old. His body was found near some railroad tracks by the police. The killer was never caught. A satellite took a picture of the crime scene, and it was shown on Google Maps. The picture showed the police and the body of Kevin. When Kevin's family saw the picture on Google Maps, he asked Google to remove the picture. It has been removed by Google, but the images still remain on several websites. Children with guns. Somehow, children with guns have become a popular feature on Google Street View. This makes me believe people are doing this intentionally. One of the images shows a group of young men on the porch of a house in Detroit, Michigan. One of them is pointing a gun at the Google car. Another image shows a boy holding a rifle in a rural area of Tennessee. The image was taken in May 2012. The boy's father said he was teaching his son how to hunt and that the gun was not loaded. Azure BB John. Azure BB John is the name of a girl who became famous for playing dead on a Google Street View. She was 10 years old when she pretended to be dead on the pavement outside of her home in Worcester, England, as a prank on her friend. However, she did not know that the Google Street View car was passing by and taking pictures of the street. The image of her lying face down on the ground with her shoe in the gutter looked like a murder scene and caused a lot of panic and curiosity among Google Maps users and the media. Many people thought she was a real dead body and reported it to Google and the police. The police visited her home and found out it was a hoax and that she was alive and well. She said she was excited to be on the internet and that it was quite funny. Her mother said she was amused by the commotion and wished her daughter was that quiet all the time. The image was taken in 2010 and uploaded online in 2011. Body found 22 years later. Thanks to Google Maps, a 22-year-old missing person case was resolved. The man who was missing for 22 years and found through Google Maps was William Earl Molt, a 40-year-old mortgage broker from Lantana, Florida. He disappeared on November 7, 1997, after leaving a nightclub and calling his girlfriend to tell her he would be home soon. He was driving a 1994 Saturn sedan that night. His car and remains were discovered on August 28, 2019, in a retention pond near Moon Bay Circle in Wellington, Florida, by a former resident who was looking at the neighborhood on Google Earth. The resident noticed a submerged object that looked like a car and contacted a current resident who used a drone to confirm it. The current resident then called the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, who pulled the car out of the water and identified the skeleton inside as Molt. The car had been visible on Google Earth satellite images since 2007, but no one had noticed it until 2019. The sheriff's office said that Molt is presumed to have lost control of his vehicle and driven into the pond that day, and there was no evidence of foul play. Later in this video, we'll look into a similar case of missing people and see if Google Maps helped with that too. We now move into the final tier of this iceberg, and this is where things get hairy. Malaysian plane. When this Malaysian plane was discovered on Google Maps, it raised hopes that the missing Malaysian plane had been found. No, the plane in the Cambodian jungle on Google Maps is not the missing Malaysian plane. The plane in the image is a different model and color than the MH370 plane. The image was also taken in 2004, 10 years before the MH370 plane disappeared. The MH370 plane is believed to have crashed in the Indian Ocean, not the Cambodian jungle. The claim that the plane in the image is an MH370 plane has been debunked by experts and authorities. But some people still think there is a cover-up here. A lake in an island in a lake in an island. This is an island in a lake on an island in a lake on an island. According to the web research results, this is an unnamed island within Victoria Island in Canada's Nunavut territory. You can see it on Google Maps or on the satellite image. It's a very rare and interesting geographical feature. R. Pref Oscar Cunha. In 2016, a Google Maps glitch revealed one of the spookiest streets on Earth. When you enter the street, everything appears normal. But a few clicks later, the scene changes to a dark and empty landscape. There were no signs of life except for a ghostly figure near the street label. Some people thought it was a tree or a human, while others speculated it was paranormal activity. This street is located in the city of Chapeco, in the state of Santa Catarina. The glitch was caused by a technical error in the Google Street View system, which stitched together images from different times and locations. Google fixed the glitch and restored the normal view of the street. However, some people still remember the eerie sight and wonder what it meant. Was it a harmless mistake or a glimpse into another dimension? End of the world sign. There are a few possible signs that this entry is referring to. One of them is a yellow sign standing alone in what seems like a desert. It only had the word "end" written on it. Looking around, there was no other clue or information on what this sign was about. Another end sign is a sculpture by artist Jack Pearson, made in 2022 in honor of Wonder Valley, a countercultural community on the edge of civilization in California. You can see it on Google Street View. It's a silver Hollywood-style sign that spells out "The End" in big letters. Pearson said he wanted to create a landmark for people who drop off the grid. Dogman. This is a mythical creature that is said to be half human and half dog. Some people claim that they have even seen or found evidence of the Dogman on Google Maps, a service that provides satellite and street views of places around the world. However, there is no scientific proof or official confirmation that the Dogman exists, or that the images on Google Maps are real. This is in the ranks of Bigfoot sightings where concrete evidence has been elusive. Do you think Dogman is real? Man jumps in Google's car. It's a funny and unusual scene that was captured by Google Street View. Google uses special cars with cameras mounted on top to take pictures, and because of the car's unusual look, it gets a lot of unwanted attention. The man in the picture is 35-year-old Gavin from Washington State. He wanted to gain fame, and it seems he succeeded. The video of him jumping on the car gained over 18 million views within a short time. Love this video? Uncover thrilling adventures and insightful knowledge by checking out our other videos.